I'll start recording now. So I know that we had put on an Excel training some time ago, so most of you guys would have had some knowledge, some prior knowledge before today of Microsoft Excel, or otherwise you guys might have been using it through school or even at work, right? So for today, we're just going through the basics, and as we advance, hopefully tomorrow, we will be able to dive deeper and to get into some more advanced stuff with Microsoft Excel. Right, so I'm just going to start sharing my screen now. And for those online and those here, you can begin, you can open Microsoft Excel on your machines.
Is there a way for me to minimize my Excel spreadsheet? When I minimize it, it comes off the screen, so I won't be able to see your screen and my screen to follow. I don't know.
Okay, sure, yes. So I'll give you guys time to actually. Okay, no man, it's two machines. Yeah, man. So I'll give you guys time to carry out the activities that will be done.
Okay.
So I know that it will be a bit challenging for you guys to switch between screens, but I'll give you guys a time. All right. So just a moment, please. All right. You guys may need to mute your computers. Yeah. No, you guys I may need to mute your computers. There might be a feedback in here, being that I'm talking. Come on, just mute your computers. Oh, you have to come off. Okay, but once you mute your computers, that's all. Once you mute your computers, that should be all right. So turn the volume straight up. Yeah, sure. Okay, so most of you guys should be seeing on your screen now what you're seeing on mine, which is a workbook, right? So Microsoft Excel, a workbook contains different worksheets, right? So what you're seeing now is actually a sheet in Microsoft Excel. And can anyone tell me what one of these represents? A cell, right?
So,
Okay, great. And what about those that which is highlighted?
column,
Column. Good. And that?
row.
A row. Rows. Okay, sure. So you guys have some knowledge of it already. So Microsoft Excel is made up of columns and rows. And where a row and a column intercepts, that's called a cell. Okay, so for instance, when I click on a cell, you're seeing that is cell B2. So column B, row 2. So that's called cell B2. All right. Another thing that you guys may realize on the ribbon up here, there are a few similar icons to what you guys may have noticed already in Word, right, or in Google Docs, right? So those are similar: the bold, the highlight, and the underline. The font style, the font size, those are a bit similar. The alignment as well. However, the merge and center is a bit different, and the wrap text, which is a bit different as well. We can also have number formatting, styles formatting as well, and you can insert different things in the worksheet. Right. So for those who have not used Excel before, to enter information into a worksheet, what you'd simply do is click on a cell. So as you can see on my screen, I'm clicking on cell A1. And once you do that, you should be able to input information into the worksheet. So I'm just going to input some information here. Okay, so once you input that information, sometimes you may realize that the information is running over into another cell. Right, so to do that, you can simply widen the cell. So you can either choose to widen the width of the cell by moving to the edge of the top of the column. So you go to the top of the column first, where you see the letter. And once you do that, the cursor should change to what you're seeing on my screen now. And once you do that, you should be able to click and drag to widen that cell. And as I said earlier, you can also increase the height of the cell as well. So what you do is go to the bottom of that row, click and drag. Right, so from time to time, you might have some long information. So for instance, in this, you might have contact information. You may realize that when you're trying to input information in the next column, that information might be hidden, and you're not able to clearly view what is contained in that column. And that is where this comes in handy. You can click and drag to widen that. All right, so we have inputted information so far. The next thing we want to do is, so for instance, you make a mistake and you want to remove that information from that cell. So what you'd simply do is click on that cell as well, and you realize that the information is shown in the cell along with in this area. And this area is called the formula bar. So you can either change the information here or double click in the cell, and you should be able to move around and delete that information. However, if you simply just click on the cell and click backspace on your keyboard, you realize that information is removed completely because all that information in the cell was highlighted, right? So if you're just making corrections after that and you don't want to say type over everything, then you can just simply click in the formula bar or double click in the cell and change the information there. All right, so if you guys want to try that, I can give you the time to go ahead and do that. So as I was saying earlier, you open a new worksheet or Excel workbook on your machines and go ahead and try inputting that information. Okay, so everything is clear so far, right? Okay, so for those online, clear so far?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, that sounds like a yes. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is, I want to show you guys is how to copy information as well. So it's the same functions as if you're using Word. What you simply do is click on that cell, right click on your machine, the right click option on your machine, and you can copy that information. Once you click on copy, you realize that the lines around the box begins to move. Right, so that means that the cell is actually active, or that you had highlighted or copied or cut some information from a cell. And it's actually waiting for you to actually paste that information somewhere. So I'm just going to paste it at cell A8. And once you try to paste, you should see there are some more options that are different from when you're trying to paste in Word, right? You're seeing you can paste by value or paste by formulas. You can transpose, and you can just paste by the formatting. We'll get into that a bit later as well. So to paste information, you don't necessarily need to to right click again and paste. What you can do is simply click in that cell and then click the enter key on your keyboard, and the information is pasted there. Okay, yeah, well, so as I was saying, once you copy the information, there's no need to say go back and right click in an Excel to paste that information. You can just click in any cell and press the enter key on your keyboard, and the information is pasted there. Okay, so another form of copying and pasting information is the autofill option, right? So once you click on a cell, you should realize that there's a small square box to the bottom right of that cell. And this feature comes in handy at times, because what autofill does, it actually automatically copies the information from that cell to others. So you can either autofill going down the row, or down the column, sorry, or across a row, right? So once you hover over that small square box to the right, bottom right, the cursor icon should change on the machine to a black plus icon. All right, so once that comes up, what you want to do is left click on your mouse and drag that down. So I'm dragging down the column. And as you can see, all information that is in that cell was copied over to the other cells. And it's the same thing, you can do it across rows as well. So you hover over that and drag across. All right, so on my screen now, you should be seeing some funny thing, like a code that comes up. All right, so that is because the cell isn't wide enough to display the information that is in it, right? Yes, so sometimes it may come up like mine, or it may come in the form of number signs. Yes, so what you want to do, as I was saying earlier, you can widen that cell or that column to show that information. All right, and I'm just going to delete those information from here. Okay. All right, so everything clear so far for everyone? As we go through. For those online, everything is clear?
Yes, for me.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so the next feature that we look on is the Merge and Center feature. So what the Merge and Center does, it actually creates an heading for a certain amount of columns, right? So for instance, if you have 3 columns and you want to make those 3 columns or the information in that column to be a heading, what you do is highlight those columns and click on the Merge and Center option that is right here. That's in Merge and Center. Okay, your ribbon is displayed on the top. Yes, you need to highlight the cells first. All right, so what I was saying, you highlight the cells that you want to be the heading, and then you click on merge and center. Now there are options there, merge across or just merge the cells, and you can unmerge cells that you had merged before. All right, so for this purpose, I'm just going to merge and center. And as you realize, the lines aren't there anymore in between the cells, right? So as I was saying earlier, you can make that into a topic. So for instance, you can just make that distance education center department. And the information below that would only belong to distance education center. Right, so it covers these 3 columns. Right, the next thing that we want to look on is changing the style of the text and of cells. So changing the style means that you change the color, you change the font, just to make the information stand out in the worksheet. Sorry. So for the headings that were created before, student ID, contact information, and first name, I'm just going to change how those look on the worksheet. So what I did was highlight those three headings, and there's an option over here called cell styles. Once you click on that, it should give you a few options. So you're seeing good, bad, neutral, date and model, depending on what you want your information or how you want your information to be displayed. So for this purpose, I'm just going to use heading 1. Okay, so go back over that. Okay, sure. So what I was saying earlier, I'm just changing how these the headings appear in the worksheet. Yes, so what I did was highlighted all 3 headings, then go to cell styles. Once you go there, you can change the headings. You can change the highlight background of those cells as well. And you can see there are number formats as well, comma, currency, percentage. And those we'll use for the numbers shortly. So for this, I'm just going to choose accent 1 or accent 2. I'll use accent 2 for this. So I want to change the format of the numbers as well. So what I'm going to do is highlight these numbers, back to cell styles, and I'm going to click on currency. And once I did that, I realized that a dollar sign comes in front of the numbers, and also a comma and 2 decimal places. Right? So that's clear for everyone online?
So far.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So for those who haven't been following along, you can go ahead and try that on your machines.
Ryan.
Yes, is that Mrs.
How do I get my ribbon to remain there? Because whenever I minimize and come back, it's not there. Do I have to be clicking all the time home to get the ribbon so I can get all of those options that I need?
Okay, yes, there is an option there for you to, let me just get that for you.
For me to have it remain, where is that? What do I do?
Okay, sure. So you right click on the ribbon. So let me just bring that up for you. Okay. Okay, yeah, man. So there's an option that that is right here if you're seeing on my screen,
Yeah.
and you're seeing
That
auto
says
hide
auto
ribbon.
hide.
So you want to disable that.
Yes.
So
All right. Let me see. All right. Thank you.
okay, sure, you're welcome. All right, so I'm guessing everyone is at pace now with us. Okay. Yeah, so we went so far, we'll go through formatting the numbers. We
I have to go
change
back
the
because
cell
my ribbon
styles.
wasn't there.
Okay. And we adjusted the width and so far, right?
Excuse me a
You
minute,
did what?
Ryan.
Yes, this is that.
When I try to change to currency, all I'm getting is some numbers coming up in that column. Number signs rather.
Okay, yes. So I had explained that earlier. Yes, so once you see the number sign, what you want to do is widen the width of the cell.
Oh, okay, got you.
Okay, yes. So you would go to the edge of that cell.
Got you. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so the next thing that we can look on now is creating pie charts. Okay, all right, sure. Yeah, man. So we are up at this. All right, so I'm just going to fill in these other cells as well before we create the pie charts.
Mr. McCullough,
Yes, I'm here.
could you adjust back your ribbon? When you were showing earlier, you minimized it and did right. Thank
Okay,
you.
sure, no problem. All right, so I went ahead and filled out the rest of the cells with information. All right, I was in information. All right, yes. So someone was saying that my first name wasn't Ryan McCullough, so we can easily change that. So what I'm going to do is just change the information in the first first name that is there. We can change that to Ryan. I'm going to highlight and fill. Right, so you see that all information changes quickly.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, yes. Uh-huh. Okay, all right, yes. So before we move on to creating the pie charts, you can also set the width and the height of the column, right, to auto fit. So once the information is there, then it will be shown instead of being hidden, as you guys were seeing before. So what I'm going to do is highlight all of the information that is in my worksheet, and the option is there for you. So once you go to Format, you're seeing row height, and you're seeing auto fit row height and auto fit column width. Okay, yes. So what you want to do is click on that cell or highlight all the information in the worksheet. Once you do that, the option is there, Format. Once you click on Format, you can see auto fit row height or auto fit column width. So I'm just going to click on auto fit column width. and realize all information is shown there in the right way. All right, so everyone online is following?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Okay. It's going to do that. All right, so moving on to creating the pie chart. So for the pie chart, we have student ID number, contact information, and the first name. Well, these aren't information that you would necessarily use to create a pie chart, but just for time, we're just going to use this content. No, not that much, but let us see how that looks. All right, so what you want to do is highlight all information that you want to be a part of that pie chart. Once you do that, you'll go to Insert, which is on your ribbon, and you should be seeing charts. So there are recommended charts, there are bar graphs, there are bar charts, hierarchy chart. See there, so there are many options that you can choose from when creating charts. So for this, I'm just going to use a pie chart. So you click on the pie chart, and you select the style that you want. You can use a donut. I'm just going to use a 3D pie chart.
Where do I go to find the currency tab again?
Okay, so the currency,
Yeah.
you'll go to Cell Styles.
Oh, cell styles. Okay.
And then you go to Number Format at the bottom.
Cell styles and then number format.
Number format, and you choose how you want it to show. So the one that is saying comma only inserts a comma.
Okay, I have the currency now. And so I'm going to highlight everything and choose the insert to do my chart.
Okay, so sorry about that for those online. I just rejoined.
Chart. I'm going to do a 3D chart, pie chart.
Okay, so as I was saying earlier, the
I only
information.
have,
Okay, so the
I only
information.
have the information in there.
Mhm. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, the information in my worksheet isn't can't create a pie chart. Right, so we need information.
Yeah, I thought so because all the information is the same.
Is the same? Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm just going to delete this and try again. All right, still isn't coming up. All right, so let me just quickly insert some other information and can continue from there.
I've not been able to delete. The little one in the box was deleted. What do I do to delete the other one?
All right, you're trying to delete what the
The
information?
whole thing, but the one in the middle goes, but the bigger one isn't going. The chart area.
Okay, the chart here. Okay, so you have to click on the outside part of it and delete. So let me just undo. So you're saying the bigger one doesn't go?
No.
Okay, So what you do is just click in the bigger one and delete, and then delete on your machine.
Yeah. Good.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm not hearing from anyone else.
Because they're doing good.
Let's hope. Let's hope. All right, so is Karine Brown, everything going well? Okay, and I'm not hearing from Karine Brown. What about Mrs. Grace Turner? All right. So I'm just quickly input some information for us to create that pie chart. Yes, I'm just going to create yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm just going to change up the information. Someone was saying something there?
Yes. Don't have the cell styles icon.
Oh, you don't have the cell styles icon there?
Don't see that. Yes, conditional formatting. Then I have some cells, normal, neutral, bad, calculation, good. I don't see that on yours, but I don't have the cell
All right.
styles.
All right. It seems as though your internet is a bit bad. We need to just kind of take it.
My
I'm not hearing
internet?
anything.
Oh, you're not hearing? I'm
not
saying,
hearing.
what if you don't have this?
Maybe she
Sure.
could type it in the chat since it's not clear. Maybe she could type it in the chat.
I'm saying that
Please, can I type it in the chat? Is it not
styles
common?
icon. Yes, it is.
Okay, can I just type a question in the chat, please? I'm not hearing it so clear. It's showing me that the internet is a bit bad.
I want to think so. Nothing is coming.
All right, so I'm just going to add some more information to my worksheet. Just going to add a score. All right, so I'm just going to create my pie chart using these two columns alone. Because the contact information wouldn't be necessary to create a pie chart. Right. The student ID might be a bit necessary sometimes, but you can just leave that for now. So I'm just going to work with first name and score. So what to do, as I was saying earlier, you highlight both sets of information, first name and score. Oh, and somebody got it already. Nice. Yeah, man. So once you highlight those, you want to go to insert and insert that pie chart. And once you do that, you realize information comes up. You can also go ahead and change the style. Yes. Yes, I'll just give you guys some time to catch up. So what I did was added some more information, added score, and I'm using first name and score to create the pie chart. All right, so everyone is on track?
More.
Okay.
Yeah.
So insert chart, and we're doing a pie chart.
How about that, Mrs. Carlin Smith? You're on track with us?
Can you see our screen? Okay.
On track. All right, everyone is on track now, I'm guessing. All right, so once you create a pie chart or any chart, you'll realize that there are different chart styles that comes up at the top. All right, so if you want to make it a bit more presentable or a bit more prettier, I'd say, you can simply go ahead and change those. So you can click on this drop-down menu there for more charts, and you can go ahead and change that. So for some of them, you realize that it adds the information for you to the chart. So for instance, when I select this style, it adds the name to each what to call that section of the or sector of the pie chart.
Sector or slice.
Or slice. Thank you. Slice. And for some of them, it adds both the percentage and the name. So what this one did is it actually showed you a percentage or what percentage of the chart of the scores X person got. So what the chart is actually doing, it does a tally of the score and creates and tells you how much out of that total X or Y person got. So let me just go back to that. So for instance, you're seeing Peter getting 18%. That is saying that 99 out of the total score is 18% that is there. However, if that information isn't shown, say for instance, like on this one, you can always go ahead and add that information. So what you do is highlight and, right click and format data label. So you can see that once you click on the format data label, a few options comes up here for you to check. Some checkboxes comes up. Okay, sure. Let me just run back over that again. All right. So I'm saying
Right.
sometimes. Yes, go ahead with the question.
Yeah. Would the pie chart though would be a good example to use with test score? Because I think everything in the pie chart should add up to 100.
Should add up to 100.
So yeah,
Well,
so maybe you probably would use a bar graph for scores.
for squares, yes, that's correct.
Because if you're adding up, if you have one whole pie, then each person will get a portion. But that's not what the scores are saying. But anyways,
Yes.
it's a teaching tool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just going through. Mhm.
Mr. McCullough, I just missed when you put the information on the pie chart. I was right up to where you created the pie chart. But then
Okay.
when you put in the information, I had to step off a minute.
Okay, sure.
Yes,
So let's give
sir.
me a minute. Yes,
Thanks.
so this is reports. All right, so I'm saying sometimes you might want to add the information to the pie chart. So what you do is right click on the pie chart, add data labels. And
Okay, thanks. It's clear now. That was just
okay,
a
sure.
section, yes.
Okay. So, format data labels. Yes, they can change. All right, so going to format data labels. Once you click on format, you should be seeing some checkboxes come up. So let me do that again. So right click on the pie chart, format data labels. Yes, once you click on format data labels. Yes, once you click on format data labels, as I said, you should be seeing these checkbox come up saying label contains. So what this actually does, it actually allows you to choose which information you want to be displayed on the chart. Right, so you're seeing only value and show leader lines highlighted on mine or checked on mine. Okay. Yes, I'm just going to check value from cells. And it's asking me to input the data label range. So I'm just going to try another one. I'm just going to put percentage. But what that does is, if you add percentages for scores, then it would only add the percentage symbol at the end. So on mine, you're seeing 17%. So it is showing information that is under scores and also a percentage. What percentage of the total score that person got? So you're seeing 17%. You have to check each. No, not individually. So it does it collectively, I'd say. So Dr. Alida, you're following, right?
Yes. I'm okay.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, that's true. Mhm. Yeah, but you're catching back up. Yeah, man, easily. All right, cool. All right, and there are many other options for charts that you can use. As I was saying earlier, you can insert a bar chart depending on the information that you're actually sharing. So you can use a bar chart, a line graph, any of those, and it's the same procedure. You go to insert.
Sorry, Ryan, how do you determine which chart to use? Like
Okay.
me, I'm maybe not au fait with all of what goes on. So how do I determine what chart I should use? Whether a bar chart, a line chart, a pie chart. How do I
Okay.
determine that?
Okay, sure. So you use the line chart if you're showing changes in information. So, for instance, changes in the number of COVID-19 cases. That's where most persons use a line
Trend,
chart. So it shows our
trend
trends.
analysis.
Thank you. Yes, trends.
Did you say trending it? You use a line chart for changes in what?
Trends, like the number of COVID cases over each month of the year. You could use that.
Okay.
Trend analysis.
Okay.
Yes. Somebody said something.
And what about the bar graph?
Just a moment. Someone is saying something in
Okay.
Mhm. Uh-huh. Okay, sure. Yes. Yeah, so someone was saying here that once you go to recommended, so let me just try that information there.
Okay. I think I saw recommended too.
So I'm just going to highlight mine to show you where the recommended option is. So once you go to insert, you see recommended charts. And it gives you a list of all that information would show on each chart. So the bar graph actually shows you what number, I'd say. Yeah, what number each score is at, or how each person is performing. And it's the same with the clustered bar as well.
So you would have to know what it is that you're looking for in order to determine which of them, because although there are recommended number of charts, you have to know what information you really want to get in order to decide which of these charts is the best one for you to use.
Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah, so for this example, I think a bar chart would be more suitable. If you're using something like how something is shared up among, like something is shared up out of 100, then you'd probably use a pie chart, right?
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
Or
thank you.
the donut chart as well.
Oh, no, right.
All right. So once you create that chart, let me just revert mine to the pie chart. You can move the chart so actually on my screen you're seeing where the chart is beside the information that is in the worksheet. You can move that chart to a separate area in the workbook, right? So what you want to do that, right click on the chart and then you click move chart. Yes, so you right click on the chart and then you would see the option there for move chart. Everyone else seeing that? You can try that. No? Okay, sure. All right. Yes, right click on the chart, and then the option is there to move chart.
I don't see it on mine, but when I drag it, it moves.
Okay. Well,
I don't see that option on mine, you know.
okay. All right. So you guys are still seeing my screen, right?
Yes. So I just
Okay.
drag it and move it, and it moves.
No, man. We're actually moving it to a separate area from the worksheet that we're on.
Oh, move it. Okay, but I don't see it.
When you hit from the worksheet, what do you mean? You take it out of the sheet entirely?
Yes, from the sheet entirely. So let me show you how that is done.
I didn't see that
All
option.
right, so let me just show you how that would look before we move on. So I'm just going to right click, move chart, and I'm going to click on new sheet. And I'll let it remain as chart 1. You can go ahead and change that information if you need, but I'll just let mine remain as
Ryan,
chart
could
1.
you do that again, please? Please do that again. I don't know why I'm not getting that option on mine.
Okay, sure. So you right click on the chart. So you click on the chart. You're seeing
I
these
right click on the chart itself.
right click on the chart, not on the chart, on the box around it. Sorry. So you want to ensure that you don't click on the chart, but on the
Okay,
box.
well, that is what I've been doing.
Yes.
Clicking on the chart. Okay, it's so click in the box.
Yes.
And then I get an option to move the chart.
Move chart, correct.
Yes, I see that. So now I move it to sheet 2.
New sheet. You're going to move it to new sheet. So you check the option for new sheet. You can go ahead and rename the chart from there. And I'll just leave mine to chart 1.
Okay, I'm doing that too.
Click on OK.
And then click OK. Okay.
And I realize that it comes up by itself.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can always go ahead and rename it as well if the name that was given to it isn't the same. So it uses the title of the chart is taken from the information there. So it is using score as the title of the chart, which is an appropriate name, I'd say, for this as well.
Where do I go to rename it?
Yes, so to change the title of the chart, you just double click on that, on the title that's there. Yes, at score. Yes, you can probably call it student scores or anything that an appropriate name, so you can easily reference it. So the information, as you can see, the chart isn't in the way of the information in the sheet. All right, and remember I had said earlier that I had left mine, the name of mine to be chart 1. You can always go ahead and change that as well. You can also change sheet 1 name. So I'm just going to rename sheet 1 and I'm going to rename chart 1. So what you do is right click on that tab. So we're seeing chart 1, you would right click on that and the option there to rename. So I'm just going to change mine to scores. And I'm going to rename sheet 1 as well. Yes, I'll name that gate sheet. We can also change the color of these tabs as well. So it's the same procedure.
I'm sorry, I butt in, but that means to rename it in 2 places, because when I did the first above the chart, I went there and it came up in the formula bar and I changed it. But now if I'm changing it at the bottom there, I'd have to go and click on there and it says rename and do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sure, you're welcome. All right, so as I was saying earlier, you can also change the color. So for easy reference, you can change the color of each. So for instance, if you have a large workbook, right, with many different sheets in it, and you want to quickly identify a worksheet that you want to locate, what you can do is give it a color. So for grade sheet, I'm going to change that to a green color. So I'm going to right click on that, and you see in tab color, and I'm going to give that a green color. Another example, say for instance you have many charts in your workbook and you just want the charts to have a color, right? So for instance, all the charts would have a red color, all the worksheets would have a green color, and they're different. So that's a quick way to identify which is a chart from which is a worksheet. So I'm going to change the color of squares as well. And I'm going to give that an orange color. And as you can see, the colors have changed.
Ryan, I just got lost somewhere. I put the graph on a new sheet and I renamed it, and then I cannot. I've lost where I was before. Where's the first page with all the information?
Okay,
Can't
I'm
get
not
back.
sure. Yeah. So the
So I'm in
information
the
went
new
away.
sheet where the graph. I'm in the new sheet with the graph that I just moved to a new sheet, but I'm not seeing where the information was that I had before. That would have been sheet one, wouldn't it? Or
Okay, so there is no information in sheet one now.
I'm not even seeing sheet one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what happened
I
there.
don't know what I did.
But that's it to sure. I guess we can talk after, so we can locate that.
Yeah. I don't know where it went. All
Okay,
I'm seeing is a graph in front of me that I moved. Oh dear.
that's strange. But the information is still in the sheet, in the chart.
Ryan, she couldn't use the undo tab to see whether she might have inadvertently put it somewhere else.
Okay, yes, you can try that. This is smart. Or probably you had hidden it by mistake.
I
Yeah, she
probably
might have
have.
inadvertently. Yeah. So undo and see what happens.
All right, so I posted a link in the chat for you guys to just enter your email addresses, and so we can send you a copy of the manual. So you can go ahead and fill out that form.
Done that.
I'm not seeing it.
No, I posted a link in the chat. You guys seen
In the
it?
chat.
I'm not
In the
seeing the chat.
Click the
Post.
The
purple
little
bar.
bubble is there.
Okay, okay.
Click the purple bar at the right.
Is it the
To the
two
chat.
forms, Mr. Makalo?
You
No,
repeat
just
it.
one. Just one. I just
May
reshare. I
I
just
ask
share.
you? May I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sure, you can.
I don't know if it's your intention to for us to do a comparative analysis.
Uh-huh.
Was that in your plan?
Well, no, that
Because
wasn't a part
that's
of the plan. I guess we can do that later. We can look into that.
Ryan, how far are you going to go with this course? This
Okay,
Excel.
well, yeah, we'll be going a bit deep. As I said, today was just a refresher for those who might have had some knowledge of that. So
So
we
you go
should be
to pivot
going.
tables and those things and dashboarding?
No, not so far. Not so far.
Do you have any experience on Power BI?
And
In Power BI and Tableau?
Power BI.
That's a Microsoft tool.
No,
Okay.
I haven't experienced much with that. Experience.
Okay.
Hello, Ryan. This is Dr. Turner. I'm here in Atlanta. Are you going to be sending this recording to participants? I'll be grateful.
Yes, I will be doing that as well.
Thank you so much. I've been in and out in other meetings. I've not been able to follow everything. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good presentation, what I did catch.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
I didn't realize that Excel is a powerful tool because it can also do statistics. But I think we have to activate that too.
Yes. As I said, one.
Is there any reason for the link appearing twice?
No, the link that I sent twice was for those who were not seeing it. So.
Oh, so you sent us a second time. Okay then.
Yes, it was sent double
Okay.
sent.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. No. Those are those are for those online. For those online. Yes. So.
How long before we get the manual?
Okay, sure. I'll be sending it as soon as we end. Yeah. So.
Okay.
We should
What
be.
time
Yeah.
are
So
we ending?
we're wrapping up. So we are wrapping up now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So. There was an assignment that I wanted you guys to actually look on. I'm going to send that shortly as well. So as soon as you guys fill out the form, I should be sending that out.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank
any more
you.
questions before we wrap up?
Yes, are you hearing me, Mr. McCullough?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, there was a question. I posted it in the chat. Based on the direction of the course, I wanted to verify if you'd be going in the direction of VLOOKUP and that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, we're going. Yes, we're going there. We're going there.
Okay.
That's it's a 4 days course.
It's a?
So it's a 4 days. So it is the training ends next Tuesday.
Okay then. Okay. Thank you.
So we're back tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, really, Mr. Ryan McCullough? So it is at the same time for the 4 days? I thought it was just today.
I thought tomorrow was a repeat.
Yeah, no,
because we would have to plan for these things. And I would want to join all the sessions.
Okay.
I already have another engagement for tomorrow.
Oh, I guess we need to. Yes, so I'll send you the manual.
We just have to fill you in, pretty lady. I just have to fill you in,
the recordings.
And the recordings.
Okay, we'll see.
Yes. Okay, all right. So if there are no more questions, then I guess we'll be wrapping up now. So thank you so much, guys, for being here today. And we'll meet tomorrow.
And thank you very much. Because
Thank
sometimes
you
you learn these
too.
things, but you forget them because you're not using them.
Mhm.
Yes, that is my problem. I hope everything else will get clear this day.
Okay, sure, sure.
Thanks.
Okay, and thank you guys as well for being here, and see you guys tomorrow.
Sure.
You're welcome.
Okay. Looking forward to receiving the manual in short order.
Yes, you will be getting that.
Someone
Very nice.
posted, Mr. McCullough,
Yes, I'm
someone
seeing.
posted right there that thing about maybe you probably need to have another session for persons who, you know, maybe to go slower.
To go slow.
Yes, so someone put based on a comment that I saw.
Yes, yes, I saw that comment as well. So okay, yes,
All right. Is it okay for me to leave now?
yes, yes. So you can go ahead and leave. So I'll send the manual.
Okay. Thank
I'll
you.
send the manual, which is very clear.
And the
So
assignment.
and the assignment as well.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Mr. McCullough,
Yes, it's Mars.
Ryan, yes, dear. I need to find out where my first page went.
Okay, so you're staying online a bit, right? So you'll be staying back a bit,
Yeah,
this Mars.
because huh?
Yeah, so you'll be staying back a bit after everyone leaves, and I'll assist you with that.
Yes, okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.